In the realm of the unknown, there exist enigmas that have haunted the corridors of human curiosity for centuries. These enigmatic mysteries have perplexed minds, sparked countless debates, and sent shivers down spines. But there comes a moment when even the most cryptic riddles yield to the relentless pursuit of truth. Welcome, everyone, to a journey through the shadows of the unexplained. Join us as we count the top 10 creepiest mysteries that were finally solved, shedding light on the once impenetrable darkness that surrounded them. Prepare yourself for a revelation that will leave you astounded and perhaps a touch unsettled. Coming in at number 10, we got the Tunguska event. It was June 30th, 1908, a quiet morning in the vast Siberian wilderness. But little did anyone know, the world was about to witness a cataclysmic event that would baffle scientists for generations to come. This is the story of the Tunguska event. The inhabitants of the nearby villages went about their daily lives, unaware of the approaching menace. Suddenly, the sky lit up, brighter than the sun, a blinding flash of light, visible for thousands of kilometers. Then came the shock waves, a force so powerful, it flattened over 80 million trees across an area of 2,150 square kilometers. In the aftermath, scientists and explorers from around the world descended upon the region, determined to unravel the mystery. This was unprecedented. What could have caused such devastation? Some speculate a meteorite or a comet. Over the decades, various theories emerged. Some proposed a comet, while others leaned towards a meteorite. As technology advanced, scientists continued their quest to unearth the truth. Finally, in the 21st century, a breakthrough. The evidence points to an asteroid explosion in the atmosphere. It was an incredibly rare event. The pieces of the puzzle fell into place. The Tunguska event was caused by an asteroid disintegrating in the atmosphere before impact. Number 9. The building of the Egyptian pyramids. In the heart of ancient Egypt, amidst the shifting sands of time, an awe-inspiring mystery has stood for millennia: the Egyptian pyramids. Colossal structures that have baffled scholars, architects, and adventurers alike. Over the centuries, scholars and explorers have ventured to fathom the secrets behind this monumental achievement. Could it have been aliens? Or perhaps an advanced lost civilization? For the longest time, there were only theories and speculations surrounding the question of how the Egyptian pyramids were constructed. In 2014, physicists at the University of Amsterdam used ancient blueprints and methods were uncovered, revealing the astonishing truth. Evidence found in ancient tombs to figure out that stone blocks were moved on sleds by large numbers of men. To help lubricate the ground, water was poured over the sand to reduce friction. Other experts have since come forward to say that clay could have been used to help slide the stone-laden sleds over the desert, and thus behind the constructions of the pyramids have been solved. Today, as we stand before these awe-inspiring structures, we bear witness to the unwavering spirit of human ingenuity, collaboration, and perseverance. Number 8. Stonehenge, Wiltshire, England. Stonehenge is one of the most famous and enigmatic archaeological sites in the world. Stonehenge is believed to have been constructed in several phases between approximately 3000 BCE and 2000 BCE. The exact purpose of Stonehenge remains a subject of much debate and speculation. Some theories propose that it served as a religious or ceremonial site, while others suggest it may have had functions related to astronomy, burial rituals, or even healing practices. But how it was built remained a mystery. For a long time, was it aliens or some advanced civilization? One widely accepted theory suggests that the stones were transported using sledges and rollers. The stones were shaped using various tools, such as antler picks, stone mauls, and possibly even metal tools for the finishing touches. These tools were made from materials like flint, which could be used to chip away at the stones. In recent years, new discoveries and technologies have shed further light on the construction methods. Number 7. The face on Mars. Our next enigma takes us beyond Earth to the enigmatic terrain of Mars. In 1976, NASA's Viking 1 orbiter captured an image that would spark a whirlwind of speculation and intrigue. A formation on the Martian surface that bore an uncanny resemblance to a human face. This discovery would come to be known as the face on Mars. The Viking 1 mission was tasked with mapping and studying the Martian surface. The photograph, taken in the Cydonia region, became an instant sensation, captivating the imaginations of millions around the world. For years, the question lingered. Was this an ancient, eroded monument created by an unknown civilization, or merely a trick of light and shadow? The face-like structure seemed too precise to be the product of natural processes. Over the years, subsequent missions and advanced imaging technology revisited the site, providing clearer images and more data. The consensus among scientists shifted towards a natural geological formation, shaped by eons of wind and erosion. Number 6. The Boy in the Box. In 1957, the body of an unidentified young boy was discovered in a cardboard box in Philadelphia. This tragic case has come to be known as the Boy in the Box. For years, he remained nameless, faceless, a haunting presence in the annals of true crime. The boy's body was found wrapped in a blanket, his limbs carefully positioned. He was clean and well-nourished, a stark contrast to the harsh reality of his death. Authorities found few clues to his identity. His fingerprints were not on file, and his teeth revealed no dental records. The community was shaken by this tragedy, and a massive effort was made to identify the boy. Composite sketches were circulated, and tips poured in from concerned citizens across the nation. But despite the collective determination, the boy's true identity remained elusive. For the next 65 years, this case remained a mystery. For 65 years, it was a mystery that perplexed and mystified not only investigators, but all Americans. The breakthrough in DNA technology has been instrumental in this process, allowing for the extraction of critical information from severely degraded genetic material. And finally, we now know his name. At a press conference today, detectives identified him as Joseph Augustus Zarelli. He was just 4 years old when he was slain. In his very short life, it was apparent that this child experienced horrors that no one should ever be subjected to. However, even with this newfound information, the case is far from closed. The question of who could have committed such a heinous act remains unanswered. While investigators may have their suspicions, they are understandably keeping them confidential as the investigation is ongoing. Joseph's tragic story has captured the hearts of many, and the hope now is that with continued diligence, justice will eventually be served for this innocent child. The community, along with law enforcement and true crime enthusiasts, will no doubt continue to follow this case closely in the hopes that answers will be found, bringing closure to a dark chapter in Philadelphia's history. Before we unveil our top 5, be sure to subscribe our channel and also check out our channel for more captivating top 10 content. The Golden State Killer. The Golden State Killer, also known as the East Area and O-Night Stalker, was a serial murderer who terrorized California. The perpetrator committed at least 13 murders, 50 assaults, and over 100 burglaries. The Golden State Killer's crimes were particularly notorious for their brutality and the level of planning involved. He often targeted suburban areas, conducting extensive reconnaissance on his victims before attacking. He would break into homes, tie up his victims, and then commit acts of sexual assault and sometimes murder. The case remained unsolved for decades, and the killer's identity became a subject of intense speculation and investigation. In April 2018, the suspected Golden State Killer, Joseph James DeAngelo, was arrested in California. DeAngelo, a former police officer, was identified through the use of genealogical DNA, a technique that involves comparing DNA evidence from a crime scene to public genealogy databases. In June 2020, DeAngelo pleaded guilty to 13 counts of first-degree murder and 13 counts of kidnapping for robbery. He was subsequently sentenced to life imprisonment without the possibility of parole. The case of the Golden State Killer is significant not only for the horrific nature of the crimes, but also for the breakthroughs in forensic technology and investigative techniques that led to his capture. It stands as a testament to the persistence and dedication of law enforcement agencies and the power of modern DNA analysis in solving cold cases. Number 4. The disappearance of Elisa Lam. In 2013, the world was captivated by the eerie disappearance of Elisa Lam. The 21-year-old Canadian tourist vanished from the Cecil Hotel in downtown Los Angeles, leaving behind a trail of perplexing clues. The last known footage of Elisa showed her behaving erratically in an elevator, as if she were in distress. Her peculiar movements and gestures fueled speculation and intrigue. She steps in and out of the elevator, poking her head out sideways toward the hotel's hallways in between. She peers out of the elevator another few times before stepping out of the elevator entirely. The last minutes of the video show Lam standing by the left side of the door, moving her hands in random gestures. Nobody else was captured on the video, except Lam. Weeks gone by, but Lam remained missing. After a few weeks, guests in the hotel notice something odd in the water. Hotel staff then checks the hotel rooftop water tanks, and then comes a shocking discovery. Elisa's lifeless body was discovered in one of the hotel's rooftop water tanks. It was a grim and confounding revelation. How did she end up there? What led to her tragic end? Investigators combed through every detail, interviewing witnesses and examining evidence. The case garnered worldwide attention, with armchair detectives and internet sleuths offering their own theories. Speculation ranged from the supernatural to the criminal, each theory more chilling than the last. Number 3. The collapse of the Mayan civilization. The collapse of the Mayan civilization is a complex and debated topic among historians and archaeologists. It's important to note that the Maya were not a unified empire, but a collection of city-states located in what is now modern-day Mexico, Guatemala, Belize, Honduras, and El Salvador. Their civilization flourished for over 2,000 years, from around 2000 BCE to 1500 CE. But why did the Maya people abandon dozens of cities they'd built in the Yucatan Peninsula in the 700s or 800 CE, and allow what had been a highly developed civilization to turn into ruins? One prominent theory suggests that environmental changes played a significant role. Some have theorized that the Maya were probably defeated in battle by rival peoples, or that the ruling class was overthrown in a peasant revolt. Others have advanced more outlandish explanations, such as an invasion by UFOs. The Maya extensively cleared forests for agriculture, construction, and fuel. This extensive deforestation had profound effects on the region's climate and ecosystem. This disrupted the land's ability to absorb solar radiation, which led to changes in weather patterns, reduced rainfall, and exacerbated drought conditions. This, in turn, put immense stress on their agricultural systems. As agriculture failed, food shortages would have become widespread. This likely led to social upheaval as people moved in search of food or resources. The abandonment of cities and the decline of urban centers are consistent with this scenario. By around 1000 CE, many of the major urban centers of the Maya had been abandoned or significantly depopulated, and everything collapsed as a result. Number 2. The Summerton Man. In 1948, on the serene shores of Summerton Beach, South Australia, an unidentified man was discovered. He lay lifeless, with no identification and no indication of how he came to be there. This enigmatic figure has since come to be known as the Summerton Man. The man's pockets held a series of cryptic clues, a scrap of paper bearing the words Tamam Shud, meaning ended or finished in Persian. This led investigators to a concealed pocket in the man's pants, containing a secret compartment with a torn page of a mysterious book. Man carried no money or identification. In fact, all of the tags on his clothing had been deliberately removed. For the next 70 or so years, speculation and increasingly outlandish theories dominated discussion of the Summerton Man. On the 26th of July, 2022, Adelaide University professor Derek Abbott, in association with genealogist Colleen M. Fitzpatrick, claimed to have identified the man as Carl Charles Webb, an electrical engineer and instrument maker born in 1905, based on genetic genealogy from DNA of the man's hair. After 75 years, the mystery had been finally solved. Number 1. Anastasia's fate. On the 17th of July, 1918, the former Tsar of Russia, Nicholas II, and his family were brutally murdered by Bolshevik revolutionaries. But did one of them survive? In the early hours of the 17th of July, 1918, the Romanov family, along with their doctor and 3 servants, were awoken and taken down to the basement on the pretext that the house may soon be attacked by anti-Bolshevik forces. Instead, a group of guards who had been given handguns entered the room and murdered everyone. Several theories have it that somehow the youngest daughter, Grand Duchess Anastasia, survived the massacre and was able to flee Russia, possibly with the help of a sympathetic Bolshevik soldier. It wasn't until the late 20th century, with advancements in DNA technology, that the mystery began to unravel. Extensive testing on the remains discovered in Yekaterinburg provided conclusive evidence of the Romanov family's fate. And there you have it, the enigmatic enigmas that once shrouded our world in mystery, now unraveled by the relentless pursuit of truth and knowledge. We hope you enjoyed this hair-raising countdown before we close. If you haven't already, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to our channel, and hit that notification bell so you won't miss any future videos. And before you go, make sure to check out our other videos on paranormal investigations, ghostly encounters, and unsolved mysteries. You never know what you might uncover next.